Welcome to another edition of the Ponty Rugby podcast, broadcast on Bonfire Night, the 5th of November. I'm Gito Davis and I'm down at a training session at Sardis Road to catch up with some of the players reflecting on a narrow defeat at home to Aberavon last Saturday. I got flanker Morgan Sieniawski with me now. Morgan, narrow defeat against Aberavon must have been pretty disappointing for you.
Yeah, it was quite disappointing. From after the game, we talked about it in the huddle after, and we played most of the rugby. We looked the more attractive side, we looked more threatening side. It's just they had a big scrum, and that's what they used most of the time: knock on, scrum, penalty, and they kick for posts, and that's what they did all game.
The impression, looking at the game, that we were trying to speed up the tempo of the game, get our backs into play, and they were slowing things down, at the breakdown, at the set pieces. And do you think it was their game plan that worked?
Well, they obviously looked at us and they know we play a fast, expansive game, and when we get into that, we're hard to stop. So I think they looked into us well, and they did stop it, and shows by the scoreline, only 1 point, but still they held us and slowed us down.
Was that possibly the toughest battle you've had up front this season?
Scrummaging wise, yeah, I'd like to say so, yeah. They were quite physical in the ruck area and the contact area, but we do quite well in that areas because our boys were quite physical themselves. It's just big gutting we lacked a bit in the scrum.
After we pinched a narrow defeat away at Bridgend the previous weekend, that was our first away win, and then to lose our first game at home then, was that frustrating, after we looked at Bridgend possibly as a turning point, and then to lose at home?
Yeah, I think it's a bit frustrating, but we can't dwell on it too much now. We'll have a chat now in training tonight now and just got to move on now. We got a week off and then we got Newport on Sunday and then it's a quick turn on to Merthyr, so we just got to keep moving forward in this league, so yeah. And
Newport will be another difficult one?
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy one. They know what they can bring. They got a very good team. They play quite a fast, expansive game, so it should be a good spectacle to watch.
Well, best of luck there in Newport. Thank you, Morgan.
Cheers.
Thanks for that. I got a chance now to talk to prop Morgan Bosanko. Well, Morgan, that battle against Aberavon last Saturday, it was pretty tough up front.
Yeah, it was a tough one. We kind of knew what they were bringing as well. Historically they've always been good up front, and it was a tough battle for a lot of the game at set piece and at the breakdown as well. I think we did right to hold them off on a lot of the scrums, but in the end I think the dominance came through really, so we're a bit disappointed of that as a pack. But something we're going to work on now and get ready for the Newport game in a couple of weeks.
It was a high penalty count against us, a lot of those coming from the set pieces. Was that something, did that leave you maybe a bit baffled on the day while you were being penalised so much?
Yeah, it's a little bit baffled, but a lot of the time, it depends what side the referee was on in terms of the scrum. One side was our fault perhaps, the other side would have been their side, and I think the ref lost a bit of frustration. I felt he was a bit pedantic sometimes in terms of the setup, and in the end they just give a penalty or give a free kick because they lose out of frustration in the end.
It was a game we could have won. We were ahead into the last 10 minutes and then let slip. How frustrating was that for you?
Yeah, very frustrating. I think we did well to come back into it because for large parts of the game, especially in that second half, we didn't have much ball at all, and to score a wonderful try that we did, fair play to the boys, have a finish, and that was the most frustrating thing really, that we got our clawed away all the way back into it. We dug in just to lose out at the very end, which is really frustrating. But again, it's another tight game which has just gone the other way. We had Cardiff first game of the season. We won one up against Bridgend last week, and again, Aberavon, they're unbeaten for a reason, but we felt as if we should have closed out that game, to be honest with you.
Do you think it'll benefit the squad now to have a week off? We haven't got a game this weekend before playing Newport on the 17th.
Yeah, I think after the result on Saturday, we've got a lot to work on, especially as a forward pack in terms of scrummaging and just in the breakdown. So I think for us, I think it's good to revisit the thing now, have 2 solid weeks of training and get everything prepped for Newport on that Sunday as well. It's going to be tough for us, especially playing on the Sunday, and then obviously I think the Merthyr games moved to the Friday, so we've only got a short turnaround. So I think it does help us having the week off this week so we can get ready for that tough two weeks in a row.
Well, good luck with that, Morgan. Thank you.
Cheers, thanks.